I think we're really excited. I think it's new. I think it's different. And I think it's fresh, and it's something that we're all excited to kind of be a part of. And I think that it's an incredible club, men and women's side. I think they've done incredible. And just linking them has been so amazing for us. And yeah, I think like bouncing between national team and club, it's an honor. And I think that coming back to this club, it's a great environment to come back to. I think everyone kind of says it's an honor to represent your national team, but it's an honor to represent this club as well, just by how they handle themselves and what they do for us as a club. So we're excited. I hope you guys are excited. But yeah, speaking for our side, we're really excited.
Yeah, I think for us, for me, it's my first time being surrounded by a women's soccer team, so I'm very excited to see what that's all about. I've heard really good things about it. I've seen really good things about it, and so it's exciting to have, both good clubs, competitive clubs that can compete at the highest level in the same city, and so it's very exciting.
All right, Jeremiah, over to you.
Yeah, Jesus, just to talk about the game, I don't. Would you say your participation up to this point in terms of starts and whatnot, has that been what you expected, and how have you sort of been managing, sort of rotating in and out of the lineup?
Yeah, no, I think it's just part of the game, Coming into a new team, you have to kind of adjust, be prepared for any moment that you step into the field. And so for me, I'm enjoying every moment, getting less minutes, getting more minutes. For me, that's not my focus right now. My focus right now is to learn about the team, get to know all my teammates in a very good basis. So then whenever I go into the field, I can perform and help the team.
All right, we'll come down to Andy next here in the front row, Gigi.
Andy Amash, the Seattle Times. Jordyn, for you as a player, what's changed the most since kind of this merger happened last year? What are the biggest differences from how it was before to how it is now?
I think just like the effort and the time that we've kind of been given as a club, I think has changed. I think like you can tell by the amount of staff we're getting, the little details, obviously not everyone sees, but it makes a big difference in what we're doing in our career, adding players that make a big difference. So yeah, every little detail has kind of been given more to us, which has been felt by our side in drastic ways.
Okay, we'll come down the row here to Nico Moreno. And then Jeremiah, over to you. Or no, do you have a follow-up?
Jesus, going back a little bit to your playtime, has any of that made it more difficult to perhaps create chemistry by not being with certain players in gameplay and not just in practice? And how have you handled that with the fact that, you kind of come in with a big name, right? I mean, with the certain sense of you being the guy that's going to be the big acquisition of the team, and does that provide you with any pressure to have to be out there or anything like that?
No, I think for me, obviously, I would love to be on the field more minutes, but the staff has a plan for me, for the team, and for the amount of games that we have in a short period of time. And so for me, it's just staying ready, staying prepared. And to the side of chemistry, it's tough, but, that's what we have trainings for. We train and we try to get the most out of it. Obviously, it's not the same as getting competitive minutes against an opponent that might not know our movements and stuff like that. But I think that with the amount of games that we have in a short period of time, not everyone can play every minute, and keeping us healthy, making sure that we can stay ready for the long season that we have is important. And so for me, it's tough, but it's part of the game. And so just staying ready and staying focused for whenever coach needs me to be on the field.
All right, Susie, over to you.
Hi, Susie, Sounder at Heart. Jordyn, nice to see you. You've had some new additions to the front line this year, bringing some different dynamics to the team, and I'm wondering, what are you feeling like that can unlock for you personally, but also just the team and the attack?
I think, yeah, we made a lot of moves in the offseason. Great. Helped us a lot. I think we got a lot of speed this year, which is going to change our game. Obviously, search the line a little bit more than we had last year. And for me, give me the ability to kind of just stay in the box. But, it was good moves. Obviously, like even just kind of what he was saying, just it's about keeping players healthy. And it's a long season. And we have to make sure that not every player is playing every minute. And I think that's the balance that it comes in this sport, which is tough. But it's about that. And I think that if we can keep the players healthy and kind of continue with our strongest lineup, that we're going to have a really good year this year, coming off of a year that we know wasn't our best and that we can improve on. So we're excited. We're excited with the new partnerships, the new chemistries that have kind of come about on the field, and we're excited to show everybody coming up.
Go ahead.
So, Jesus and Jordyn, for the people that follow just the women's team or the men's team, is there anyone either on the Seattle Reign or on the women's national team that you think plays like you and Jordyn on the Canadian national team or on the Seattle Sounders that plays like you, just in stylistic terms? And then, Jordyn, your former team is going to come here to play the Seattle Sounders for the Club World Cup, PSG. Do you have any tips for Jesus and Coach Smetzer for?
I'll take all the tips. So, I have no idea what to tell you on that one.
Excited to learn, though.
Yeah.
Maybe we can watch some games and start
I think
figuring it out.
maybe from the hometown. What's her name? Shaw? Is that what's her first name? The national team girl, the forward. Jordyn, yeah. I know she's from Dallas, and I know she's pretty quick on the wing, and so I think I would say a little bit of that. But yeah, that's all I got.
I'm excited to learn. Like I said, excited to go watch some games maybe this year. Adrian, give me some tickets.
All right, sounds good. Yeah, we'll just go right there. That's fine.
Hey, Jesus, can you give us a comparison of how you see the differences between working in Dallas and here in Seattle, since you're coming from there? Can you just tell us how you feel about Seattle compared to them?
Yeah, obviously I've lived all my life in Dallas and grew up and had like a different experience than maybe other people had. You know, I went through each stage of the academy and then first team. And so for me working in Dallas, it was awesome, you know, because they were in an environment where they gave a lot of opportunities to young guys. And so for me, you know, moving into Seattle, it was a big step for me, you know, going into a team that is known to win. They've proven that. And so it's a different challenge in terms of always being ready to perform at the highest level, because this is a club that, you know, need that from us. And so coming here, it's an awesome experience. I loved every second of Seattle. A lot of people told me that the rain was going to be bad, but I kind of enjoy it, you know, now that I'm used to 100-degree heat. It's nice to have some rain, and so I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Corky, go ahead. I'll let you get up there before we get to the next question. No worries. Okay. Jeremiah, I think you had a follow-up. Jose, I see you.
Yeah, Jordyn, this is kind of a strange time in the politics of Canada and the United States, and I'm just kind of curious how you have been dealing with that and sort of like how you mentally compartmentalize kind of all that's going on right now.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy. Everything going on, it's a lot, but I think we just have to focus on what we're here to do. Obviously, I'm from Canada, but playing in America, so it's a little bit of dual things. But yeah, just honestly not much. I just chat with my family every once in a while to make sure that they're good and that they're feeling okay, and that's all I can really do. And then I'm here to play soccer, so that's also what I do. But yeah, politics, not really my thing.
All right, Jose.
Both of you have the privilege of representing your national teams at your particular countries. What do you think is expected of you as you step back from national team duty onto your club team that has made you successful not just at the national level, but at your club level?
You want me to go? I think it's important to keep the same mentality that gets you to the national team. I think performing at a club level gets you the opportunity to perform at a national team level. And so I think what gets you there is those little things, making sure that you're training every time at 100%. I know sometimes it's difficult whenever you have trainings every day and it's kind of repetitive, but this is what we're meant to be doing. You know, this is what we do for a living. And so making sure that you can stay positive every time and do it at 100%, because something that gets you there, you know, that's what works. And so kind of do what works for you and staying positive. I think a lot of people kind of don't do what they need to do to make it. And so doing the little things, the rehab and staying overtime, do the extra shooting. I think that's what makes you a better player, and that gives you the opportunity to represent your national team.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think while balancing both of them too, you get a lot less off time than a lot of other players as well. You're balancing two jobs basically at once. And I think it's like that balance of looking after your body. You have to do that extra work, that extra recovery to make sure that you are at your best, whether you're with national team, with club. You're going on 28-hour travel days sometimes, coming home and having 2 days before a game. So it's like, how can you get your body back to where it needs to be to perform for your club and your national team all at once? So I think that's a big balance as well, and it comes from the club too, to how can we support them in the best ways possible to make sure that their bodies are ready to give us what they need to give us in these games. So it's a balancing act. I think it's very different than a player who just plays for club, at least on the women's side, and they do really well with it. I think they're very aware of it, and they are able to give us off days when we need it, or give a little bit of support and help when we need the recovery, or able to tell us to push a little bit harder when it's just time to grind it out. And I think that's the balance of it too. It's just like a fun little balancing act.
Still have one, Nico? Bring the mic to you.
Jesus, you got to mention that you lived in Dallas all your life. Do you find yourself watching FC Dallas, and what are your thoughts on Lucho Acosta's move down there to Dallas, and is that something that you kind of keep an eye on?
Yeah, no, of course. It's not like I'm gonna forget about the team that I kind of grew up with. I've watched both games. I love keeping up with them. That's kind of my hometown club, and so I'm glad that they're getting top players like Lucho. We know what he can do and what he can bring of his experience in the league, and so it's awesome what they're building there. But yeah, no, I still keep an eye there. But I got a new home now, so.
Thanks.
Miss anybody? Sure, we'll take one more.
So, Jordyn, having played in Europe and then moving back to the American continent, how do you find the level of competition across continents? Because obviously you played League One, but you also played UEFA. How is that matchup? Because traditionally we think that Europe is stronger on the men's side, but we think that on America is stronger on the women's side. How do you find that?
I just think that they're different leagues. I feel like Europe for women is very technical, slows the game down, kind of possesses the ball a lot more, tries to break teams down that way. And America's very transitional and quicker and faster. So they're just very different games. It's hard to compare them, and I think that's why Women's World Cups are so exciting, because different countries, different continents bring different things. Even like getting African teams involved too, they bring a different identity. So I think that's what makes it so exciting, is that you never really know how it's going to turn out, because it's two very different styles of play kind of clashing. And I'd say that's what it is. I think that the American side is starting to add a little bits of the European side as well slowly. But yeah, I think it's just very different styles of play.